I give you my word, I'm not here to harm you. It's true I was a bit deceitful in sneaking into the palace here in Alexandria. But you have to understand, my brother's guards are everywhere, not just you and your Roman soldiers and your garrison, but those secret spies who work for my brother, those assassins who have no moral compass at all. Why, they're everywhere. And I couldn't risk not being allowed to talk to you. I'm sure you were a bit startled when you thought you were getting delivered a fine carpet, that carpet carried in by what seemed like some harmless maidservants. And they are harmless, of course. They may carry a small dagger secreted on their person, but that's just for their own protection. I have taught all my servants, especially the ladies who wait upon me, how to defend themselves. It's not easy being a woman in this world. Nonetheless, a woman ruler. I don't think you can quite understand that, Caesar. But you know a bit about being a leader. Sometimes we have to employ some tricks and some secrecy to gain access to what we most want. So yes, I did have my maidservants wrap me in a rug in order to gain entry. And when they placed it on the ground and unrolled it, I could see your look of shock and dismay as I emerged from it. But like I said before, you have nothing to fear. I'm only here to talk. Well, mostly talk. Should we get down to business? There's no rush, my dear. I'm happy to mix business and pleasure. Such is the reasoning for my visit. Such is the ability of a leader to know when to talk war and politics, and to know when it's time to enjoy oneself. But I know you're a very busy man, Caesar, so I promise not to waste your time. I can hear your soldiers marching around the palace, getting everything in ready. I know you come here to broker a peace between myself and my brother. And I do appreciate your diplomatic purposes. But I fear there are some things you have not truly considered. Well, where to begin? As you know, I was very loyal to my father. I was with him when we were banished from the city, when my older sister took over Egypt for some time. Of course, he came back, and though he had his problems as a ruler, he did once again boost the economy, even if it left myself and my younger siblings with quite a bit of debt. But that's no problem and not what I'm here to discuss. What I want to discuss is how I was a very good daughter, and I obeyed his will, which left not only me as a ruler, but my brother, Ptolemy the 13th, as joint rulers. I know in Rome it feels a little déclassé to marry one's brother, and to be honest, although it's been a tradition in our line since the start of the Ptolemaic rule, the descendant of my family, Ptolemy the First, who was a general and great friend of Alexander the Great, which created this beautiful kingdom this Hellenistic period of rule here in Egypt. Well, it was his son, Ptolemy II, who first married his sister and continued the tradition. So it's just become something of, forgive my word, a family tradition. But there is no love and certainly no intimacy between my brother and I. I tried to rule with him, but he's young and brash. And he and I do not quite see eye to eye on policies, such as foreign policies. As soon as I heard, Caesar, about all that you've done in Rome, I was instantly intrigued. Wow, you're such a great figure. So brave, noble, and strong, so clever. You were born to lead and born to rule, just as I was. I wanted to ally myself with Rome stronger than ever before. But my brother, well, he was against that. And, as you also know, he's not very loyal. Now I know that Pompey was no friend of yours, and indeed I was not fond of the man myself. But my father had a pact with him to aid him, to send him soldiers, to send him fighting men, and supplies and money, and it was a very profitable exchange and alliance. And my brother agreed to continue that alliance and to help Pompey. But instead, he was just a treacherous snake. Oh yes, Caesar, you know all about it. In fact, I heard of your outrage when my brother tricked Pompey into thinking he was safe and welcome to capture and execute him. I heard of your dismay and disgust. My brother sent you Pompey's severed head, embalmed like a gift. You see, that is the type of man, or rather boy, that my brother is. He has no loyalty. He cannot be trusted. No, you see, Caesar, I have no need for boys in my life. What I need is a man like you. So I came here in the dark of night, secreted away, because I knew that you and I were fated to meet. Our destinies are intertwined. You are a great ruler, as am I. And together, well, I think we could make something magical. I won't lie, I have heard the rumors of your interest in royal women. You don't deny it, do you? I imagine you've seduced and met many a royal woman in your day. However, I don't believe you met anyone like me. Do you know, of all the years my family, our empire, our dynasty has ruled here in Egypt, I, Cleopatra, am the first of all my family to not only speak our native Greek tongue, but also to speak Egyptian and read the hieroglyphics. Yes, my brother, he can't do that. And though I know you don't speak Egyptian yourself, I think it's important for me to understand the tongue of the country I rule. It's just one of the many, many attributes I have as a leader. I know, Caesar, that you have a wife, a lovely little wife waiting for you back in Rome. But I have to ask, my dear, do you have a queen? Perhaps we should talk about some of the things that an alliance between you and I could bring. You're a smart man. I bet you have a great imagination. I'm sure you can imagine all the things, all the pleasures and benefits that such a union would bring. Well, for starters, aligning yourself with my rich and blessed and fertile lands would certainly be to the benefit of Rome. course, we already trade and we export many goods, but imagine how many more you could receive. Well, as you know, we have many items here in Egypt. I know Rome does what it can to produce, but it's nothing compared to the very fertile lands outside our Nile River. All of our cotton, flax, all of the grain that we have to offer, exotic spices, fruits and vegetables that you can't quite get in your Roman state. Wouldn't you like more of these glorious treats? I certainly know all about the luxuries of Egypt. But you cannot deny the wine that we produce here in Egypt, the lush grapes and vineyards that grow. Why, I know in Rome you drink much wine, and none is as delicious and enticing as ours. In fact, why don't I pour us a glass or two? Maybe we can have a toast. Perhaps we can have a cheer. Wouldn't you like to cheers to our union? I don't see how you could resist, Caesar. You and I, we make such a great team. Let me pour you some wine. Here you are. And I'll pour a little for myself as well. Shall we cheers, Caesar, to a prosperous union? Just delicious. Can you deny how luscious, how sweet, tart, and refreshing our wine is? Can't you feel it coursing through your veins, filling your blood? Are you not becoming warm, excited, flushed with pleasure at the idea of our union? You're unsure. What is it you're unsure of, Caesar? Clearly you can see the luxury I can offer you, the great pleasures that may come your way. With our cotton, our grain. Is there something else you want? Perhaps you're thinking there might be something even better to get out of this arrangement. Well, I won't say I haven't considered it. Like I said earlier, you may have a wife, but you certainly don't have a queen. And Caesar, I would be very happy to be your queen. I think you and I think we could work very, very well together. I think we could please each other quite a bit. What do you say? Shall we cement this deal with perhaps a little bit more than wine? A little bit more than a simple cheers and trade? I thought you would see it my way. You may leave us. You may close the door behind you. Now that the servants and guards are gone, shall we finalize our union and alliance? Very good. Let us join together in common purpose.